there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from tinaheals.com, and if you have a Taurus ascendant or Taurus rising and a Taurus moon and a Capricorn sun in the 9th house, then this is your video. So your ascendant degree or rising is in fixed earth, ruled by Venus. She's cold and dry, Taurus. And this is a sign that deals with banking and agriculture as well as beauty industries. Okay, you have your moon, which is exalted in Taurus, and this is a first house moon. So you are very emotional about the way you express yourself because the moon is emotions. You could even be psychic or very intuitive because that's what happens with moon in the first. And your mother may have been very important to you. And this is fixed again. So your mother may have been very stubborn, or maybe you are very stubborn emotionally. Taurus can be very, very temperamental and stubborn. And just because you have an exalted moon, it does not mean it will always be benevolent to you. It can, exalted planets can sometimes wreak havoc because, it brings about all sorts of excesses, Venusian excesses like sweets and retail therapy and shopaholic and all of that. And you have your sun in the 9th, which is trining your moon and your rising. And this is a 9th house strong sun in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. This is cardinal earth, and cardinal always wants to start new things. And earth is about structure and stability. So having a 9th house sun definitely means you could be working for the government or, some kind of diplomatic work. The sun is our father and how we bring illumination in the world, how we shine in the world. So the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. And the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. And for you, this is Venus ruled Taurus, so you're very beautiful. And rising is also what people notice about you when you walk into a room. You're very classically dressed, you're very Venusian, very into, your perfect makeup, your perfect accessories and all of that. You have an inherent need to feel appreciated for all the hard work you do, of course, because Venus likes appreciation. And you can be very tactile, although you have a measured approach to how you, treat people or how you work with people. But you're very tactile. You like to touch, feel. You like to cook for people. You like to call people over and feed them. And this is a sign that is all about getting to his heart through his stomach. Taurus and Cancer, two signs. If you know how to cook his favorite meal better than his mom, then you are in. So Taurus is about functionality. It is about substance. Of course, the physical body, agriculture. So your physical body is a very important part of you. Okay, and always touch base with it. And Taurus rules the throat chakra. Okay, it is how you communicate, and having your exalted moon there and your rising being Taurus, you have a very beautiful voice. And people tend to notice that about you. Okay, and people tend to open up to you, and you have a very emotional way of talking because of that first house moon, and Taurus is the archetype of the builder. So essentially, when you walk into a room, you're looking at building things. Okay, you're not looking at desecration, erratic behavior. You are fixed earth. You like to ground. You like stability. So this is something the Taurus archetype always seeks, stability. Okay, they don't like surprises or out of whack behavior from others. The face will also be very Venusian because, this is Venus through earthy Taurus. Some of the Taurian expressions are like domestic goddesses or, into cooking, chefs. So this connection to food obviously means you like to eat, as I said that. So you can also use this as an emotional buffer, and you tend to overeat with emotional situations. And that can be very detrimental, because once a Taurus puts on weight, it's very difficult to lose this weight. And Libra is just 6 hours of health. It rules the backbone. And literally, if you put on too much weight, your backbone is stressed and you can have back problems. So this is something to consider. Always to touch base with your body and to know that you're fit, you're healthy. It's not about being skinny, but being healthy and being comfortable in your body, of course. Now, Taurus likes, see, this Uranus and Taurus transit, especially because you're a double Taurus, is definitely changed the way you perceive reality. But don't fret, because Uranus is unexpected changes, electrical storms. But you're a rooter, like the oak trees that root even deeper when there are imminent threats of electrical storms. So what you're doing now, Taurus, is you're rooting. You're going deeper and deeper, okay? But this rooting, if taken to extremes, you're always looking to find people who you can, root with. So you tend to rescue people, damsel in distress tropes, and you tend to play them out in reality. Sometimes you may be on the other end of the stick and you want to be rescued. Taurian people, they plan their wedding way ahead of time, okay, way ahead of time. They know everything they want, and they're the ones with the Vera Wang white dress and the Louis Vuitton shoes and all of that, okay. They like that luxury, and since you have a sun in the 9th Cappy, you definitely like stuff, okay. But don't get too enmeshed in the 3D world, because as Venus is our desire principle, it's okay to desire existence, it is okay to be seduced into existence, but it is not okay to lay enmeshed in it forever. Yes, you like to touch, you like to feel, you like to smell, you like to touch, but there are other things out there. Human beings see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum and hear less than 1% of the acoustic spectrum. So you need to understand that side, that there are things that are ephemeral, transient, that you cannot just buy, hoard, procure, and that is not the be-all and end-all of life. With Taurus, there is functionality, there is stability, there's hard work, there is discipline, and there is attention to detail, and there is, of course, the completion, which is very important. But you can be temperamental, bossy, controlling, hedonistic, into all sorts of excesses, and that can be very, very detrimental. You need to understand, with the Taurus ascendant, you don't always have to have the best things to look beautiful. You probably already look beautiful, but it's about you claiming that for yourself. You're really realizing that, because Cap Sun, you're very powerful, and oftentimes you don't even want to acknowledge to yourself. And both Taurus and Cappy, not great with emotions. Yes, Taurus is more emotional than Capricorn, but there is a sense of always touching base with that emotional body if you want a holistic, integrated personality. Okay, very possessive, can hold grudges forever, and throw in that Capricorn Sun, forever, through eternities. You can hold that grudge. You definitely do not like anything to go out of whack or something that you've not planned. You can be very much a control freak. Anger, violence, and all this could be a part of it, because Capricorn Suns can also be very headstrong and very arrogant. As Taurus is the archetype of the builder, Capricorn is the archetype of the boss. It is the archetype of self-mastery. Okay, now the sun is a very, and the moon, exactly, the moon is the mother. The moon is our psychic perceptions, our imagination. So it is very powerful to have an exalted moon like this in Taurus, in the first house. This gives you a look at the world and at Malkuth, which is the Sephiroth. Malkuth is the physical world. And you should be able to glean pearls of wisdom. Okay, ultimately, Taurus is about awakening the third eye, which is Aldebaran, the fixed red star. Okay, the Vedic people said that this particular constellation was Kritikas, and they gave us metaphysical knowledge. So immediately you know the Taurus is so much more than just um, banking, finances, agriculture, the physical body. Yes, all of that encompasses our journey through this realm. That's why Taurus is such a key. The age of Buddha was the age of Taurus, the age of perfect beauty and spiritual alignment. Think of that. Buddha was at the heights of opulence, and then he just left everything. Renunciation. I think giving up when you need to give up is a huge key to this Taurian energy. Okay, I build is the key word. So you like to build things, even relationships. You like to build them, and you take time. You take time pleasing your partner in bed. Okay, now the sun. The sun is our father. The sun is how we bring illumination. The sun is how we perceive ourselves and how we want the world to perceive us. It is the healthy self-image that we have, the healthy ego. Okay, it is, as I said, father, husband for women, or any gender, any orientation really. It is our leadership skills. It's the illumination we bring to the world. And this is the ninth house. Ninth house of foreign travel and higher education. This is the domain of Sag, Jupiter's domain, and this is ruled by Saturn. So again, Saturn will tell you a lot about how you will shine in the real world. Your chart will tell you a lot about that. And Saturn ultimately wants to teach you mastery. Okay, self-mastery is the key word. Oftentimes people think, Capricorn is just a sign of materialism, it's just a sign of hoarding, procuring, and again, control. Sun in Capricorn, Sun in the ninth house, you're definitely visible. You could work with government positions. Capricorn is all about hierarchies. So judiciary, legal, corporations, and all of that is under the domain of Saturn or Capricorn. And this is cardinal earth. So it's very different from Taurus, which is fixed earth. Okay, and this is cardinal earth. And cardinal, we know, always wants to start things. Think of that other cardinal sign, Aries. Okay, wants to start things. Think of Cancer. Okay, cardinal water. Now think of cardinal earth. So this wants to, the earth is literally creeping to build something. Because even if you look at the leaf of Capricorn, it is a mountain goat. Immediately tells you there's endurance here. There's tremendous capacity for concentrated effort. Okay, if Saturn blesses you, then you will be able to become the master of this 3D realm and shine in whatever you do, because you again have your chart, your sun in the top of your horoscope, your natal chart. So having the sun on top of your chart means that you are going to be visible. When the sun is at the bottom and having a 9th, 10th house sun, it means it's on top. So you're going to be visibly seen by your superiors. Okay, and you're going to be in a power dynamic, certainly with banking, finances, corporations. You understand money. Both these signs understand money. And both these signs seek comfort and stability. That's something I think all earth signs have. Virgo, because it's so mercurial and mutable, it doesn't have this endurance and manifestation as strong as these two signs. You're definitely signs of manifestation and bringing into reality something from your vision. Very, very hardworking. I won't say a very visionary sign, because they're not really visionary. They're very stuck and very rigid. And especially having that sun in Capricorn, it means you're very rigid about structures and traditions, and you like to adhere to them. But at the same time, you're seeking to be the boss, because with your 9th house sun, you're seeking to be the boss, okay? And it's a strong sun. So your father was more powerful than somebody with a sun at the bottom or sun in the 12th, Your father was a very powerful person in your life, maybe a powerful person in some kind of high corporation or some kind of work in a foreign land. Okay, you may even be attracted to foreign cultures because you have that ninth house sun. You may be great when dealing with foreign people. Okay, but there is a sense of rigidity and control and hegemony. I think the lesson here is to let go and just sometimes flow, which is very difficult for earth to really flow or even scatter like air does. But I think the lesson here is to learn how to flow a bit. Okay, I hope you like that reading as much as I like making it for you. Like, comment, subscribe, share. www.tinahills.com, book a reading. Thank you.